What Lamar Jackson said after the last game wasn't just another locker room quote you forget 5 minutes later. There were lines that felt like a direct message, moments of honesty people weren't expecting, and a tone that completely changes how you look at this Ravens offense right now. It wasn't empty hype, but it was nowhere near panic either. It was the kind of comment that makes you stop and think, something feels different here. And the more you really listen to what Lamar said, the clearer it becomes that his words say way more than the final score ever could. There are signs of growth, there's an important warning, and there's one detail that could change everything moving forward. Stick with me until the end, because every part of what he said helps explain exactly where the Ravens are right now and where this team could be headed. When Lamar Jackson spoke after the game, his tone was easy to read, almost like he was talking to you face to face. He didn't come out saying everything was perfect, and he didn't pretend the problems magically disappeared. What he said was simple. The offense is getting better, it's moving forward, but it's still not where it needs to be. That kind of honesty builds trust, because it shows he fully understands the moment this team is in. When Lamar says he feels the group is taking a step in the right direction, he's making it clear that real progress is happening on the field. This isn't fake optimism. It's coming from someone who felt the game shift while he was actually out there playing. It sounds like a quarterback who noticed the offense starting to click, the plays lining up better, and the rhythm finally showing up after weeks of frustration. At the same time, Lamar didn't let anyone get too comfortable. He made sure to point out that things are still wrong, especially when it comes to finishing drives and turning good possessions into more points. That's pure leadership. You acknowledge the progress, then immediately pull the responsibility back in. That's how a quarterback keeps everyone locked in without letting the team think they've already arrived. That balance between confidence and accountability sets the tone for everything else he said. Lamar makes it clear he believes in what's being built, but he also makes it just as clear that the work is far from done. And from there, he starts diving into even more important details about what still needs to change for this offense to truly take the next step. When Lamar says the offense is heading in the right direction, he's not talking about pretty stats or a flashy scoreline. He's talking about how the game feels, about the little things starting to work at the right time. Think of it like a car that wouldn't start for days and suddenly responds when you hit the gas. It's not perfect yet, but it no longer feels broken. That kind of comment matters because it changes the internal vibe. Instead of doubt, there's confidence. Instead of nerves, there's clarity. Lamar is basically saying the offense started to recognize itself on the field, trust the calls, and feel like it can move the ball without needing miracles. When the quarterback feels that, the entire offense feels it too. What makes it even more powerful is that he's not saying this as a promise. He's saying it as a read of what actually happened, drive by drive. The offense started tight, then slowly loosened up, and Lamar felt that shift from inside the game. That's the kind of confidence that doesn't come from a speech. It comes from real experience under center. And once that confidence shows up, it opens the door to something even more important. Clearly identify where the team is still falling short. That's where Lamar shifts gears and points directly at the biggest issue, still holding this offense back from reaching the level he knows it can reach. Even after the win, Lamar didn't dodge the most uncomfortable topic. He spoke openly about the struggles, finishing drives near the end zone. The message was simple and direct, almost like saying, getting down there is nice, but it means nothing if you don't close. That kind of honesty shows he's not satisfied with just moving the ball. By bringing this up, Lamar takes responsibility without pointing fingers. He speaks like a true leader, making it clear that everyone has to be better in that part of the field. The red zone becomes a test of focus, execution, and maturity, and Lamar knows that's where big games are decided, especially when the competition gets tougher. That comment also shows he sees this offense as something that can be dominant, not just functional. If the team were simply trying to survive, that detail might slide. But Lamar talks like someone who expects more, who knows this offense has the pieces and the talent to do a lot more than it's showing right now. And that accountability doesn't exist on its own. It connects directly to another key part of what he said, how he's feeling physically, which completely changes the ceiling of this offense going forward.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
When Lamar says he felt good physically, that sentence carries way more weight than it seems. It's not just about being available to play. It's about trusting his own body again. You can tell he's moving more naturally, without hesitation, without looking limited on every decision. That confidence shows up in how he talks and how he plays. Lamar doesn't need to run all the time to be dangerous. Defenses just need to know that he can. When he says he felt good, he's really saying he trusts his game again. He trusts his instincts, and that completely changes how defenses have to prepare. The biggest thing is that good health opens up the playbook. Plays become more dangerous. Reads get cleaner, and the offense gains a layer that simply doesn't exist when Lamar isn't close to 100%. This isn't hype. It's a quiet warning that this offense still hasn't shown everything it's capable of. And with that physical confidence back, Lamar does something that reinforces his leadership even more. He takes the spotlight off himself and points it toward the group, highlighting who truly carried the game that day. When Lamar brings up the defense pitching a shutout, it shows maturity and team awareness. He understands that a performance like that can't be wasted with careless mistakes or lack of focus on offense. It sounds like someone saying, when one side does its job at that level, the other side has to match it. When he talked about staying locked in and focused, the message is simple and powerful. This isn't the time to relax. It's not the time to get carried away. It's about keeping your head straight and repeating that level of focus week after week. Lamar makes it clear that consistency is what separates good teams from truly dangerous ones. That mindset shows a quarterback fully connected to this point in the season. He knows every game matters more now. Every mistake costs more, and there's no room for big swings in performance. The tone is calm but firm, like someone who knows exactly what needs to be done. And when Lamar speaks like this, he's not just breaking down a game that already happened. He's setting the mental tone for what's coming next, making it clear the path is right there, visible, and that everything depends on maintaining the standard and continuing to move forward. What Lamar Jackson said after this game sends a very clear message. This offense isn't where it needs to be yet, but it's far from lost. There's real progress, growing confidence, and a quarterback who knows exactly what's working and what still needs to be fixed. When your leader speaks with that kind of calm, honesty, and responsibility, it's obvious the team is building something more solid than the scoreboard alone shows. At the same time, Lamar doesn't sugarcoat anything. He points to the red zone, demands focus, praises the defense, and makes it clear no one can ease up right now. This is a team starting to find its identity at the most important point of the season, while still living right on the edge between taking the next leap or falling back into old mistakes. That balance between hope and urgency is what makes everything ahead so intriguing. So now it comes down to this. Do you believe Lamar's words are the real sign that the Ravens' offense is finally about to click when it matters most, or do you still see the risk of this staying just a promise? One thing is certain. When your quarterback talks like this, the next game stops being just another matchup and turns into a true test of who this team really is.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself.